G'day, in today's video we'll be installing some rear subframe lockout bushes to the BRZ. Details next. I'm Mark Louth from Black Dog Motorsport, and if you or somebody you know has a black dog chasing them, there are some links in the description which you may find useful. Okay, what you're looking at here is basically lost power. Anything that absorbs the power from the drivetrain and does not transmit it to the road is robbing you of your God-given right to go really fast. Well, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, and there are places where it probably isn't a great idea to be going really fast, like, I don't know, a public road, but hey, you get my point. It's also worth noting that the movement you can see in the rear subframe bushes will also have a marked effect in the vehicle's handling, especially when cornering. And the sharper and faster the corner, the greater the effect will be. But why? Well, to understand that, we need to have a closer look at the vehicle's suspension design and have a quick discussion of what is actually happening and why it's happening. What you are looking at here is a drawing of the rear suspension system of the BRZ/Toyota 86 FRS, or whatever other names somebody wanted to give it at the time. I have downloaded this straight from the White Line website, and it's worth a more detailed look if you have the time. Now, as you can see, the subframe mounting bushes isolate the subframe from the rest of the vehicle, and therefore as a result isolate the driver from the rear subframe. But again, why? Two things: comfort and noise. The OEM bushes are made from rubber, and they are very good at absorbing bumps and vibrations from the rear suspension system and not transferring them to the body of the car and therefore to the occupants. Now, the downside of that, however, is that the rear subframe and therefore all of the rear suspension will move in relation to or independently of the body of the car, and that is not great in performance applications. This results in a reduction in power delivery to the road when accelerating, a reduction in braking balance as the body of the car pitches forward of the subframe, and it also affects cornering and the ability of the suspension to supply maximum grip because the body of the car pitches sideways in relation to the subframe. So how do we fix it? Well, you could remove the bushes entirely and replace them with a solid lump of machined aluminium, or you could fit a set of lockout bushes as I'm doing here. So why did I choose to lock out the bushes as opposed to fit solid ones? Well, easy. Cost, ease of installation, and it is super easy to return the car to stock trim should you wish to do so later on, as the OEM bushes are undamaged and still fitted in their original positions. Okay, let's do it. Disconnect the battery, jack the car and place it on stands, and remove the underbody tray that covers the rear subframe. I also removed part of the exhaust system that travels under the rear subframe, basically to give me a bit more room to work and film. However, you could probably get away with not doing this if you didn't want to. To install, it's just a case of undoing the 4 bolts that hold the subframe to the body of the car. There is one in each corner. Now, do not remove these bolts entirely, as the subframe will then try and fall on your face, which is, well, you know, problematic. Choose which corner you wish to do first, select the correct bushes and lubricate them with the supplied lubricant. Now, the instructions are easy to follow, and choosing the correct bush should not be an issue. Reinstall the bolt, but do not do it all the way up until all 4 corners have been done. These next series of images show the installation of the front bushes with the MCA traction mod fitted. If you do not have the MCA traction mod fitted, then the procedure is pretty much the same as the previous sequence, which showed the installation of the left rear bushes. If you do have the traction mod fitted, you probably do not need to remove it in its entirety, as I have here, because you will not have the requirement to film what you're doing. Righto, as this piece of video shows, the difference these innocuous looking little bushes make is substantial and plain to see, and they do make a real and noticeable difference to the feel and handling of the vehicle, and not for much money either. Be aware though, you do not get nothing for nothing. Along with the better handling, you will get a rougher ride and more road and driveline noise, so be aware. Okay, that's it for this one. A great little mod, so why don't you check it out. Also, please note the undercar footage used in this video is taken directly from the White Line YouTube video on the same subject. You can find that on YouTube by just Googling White Line. Righto, that's it for this one, as I say, so I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.